Am I the a-hole for telling my mom she ruined my life by marrying my stepdad? Background. I, 19 female, have been living with my mom, 44 female, brother 17 male, and stepdad 49 male since my parents got divorced when I was 7. Before marrying my stepdad, my mom was married to my dad for 10 years. Needless to say, it was a very abusive marriage, and my mom has been a victim of DV. She was also the sole breadwinner of our house. So when she divorced him, me and my brother were very relieved. Shortly after divorcing my dad, my mom married my stepdad and they had a son together, my half-brother 7 male. The issue, I never really got along with my dad since he always wanted a boy and I was the first child a girl. He was also very abusive and once hit on my head with a golf stick. That was the last straw and my mom left him soon after. So when my mom remarried, I was very open to the idea of having my stepdad fill in the shoes of my father. I really tried my best to get along with him and we did too. We'd go on picnics and vacations and he'd spoil me with expensive gifts and toys. I will admit I wasn't very happy with the idea of welcoming a stranger into our lives so soon, especially after all the trauma we had induced previously, but I also realized my mom was very happy, so I found my way through the arrangement. Few years into their marriage, my stepdad started sexually assaulting me. He'd lock me up in the bathroom and me inappropriately and say it was a bonding activity, essential for us to get along. This went on for a couple of years until I was 11, and I finally decided to tell my mom about what was happening when he SA'd me while she was away for work. I felt disgusted and could no longer keep quiet for my mom's happiness. When I told her, she was devastated. She apologized for not seeing the signs sooner and for not being able to protect me. She resented him for what he did but never confronted him. He had no idea that she knew, even though I expected her to leave him after all of this. She didn't citing financial difficulties and that she had finally found peace in her life after my dad. I don't know what she told him, but he stopped harassing me after that. Things haven't been cordial between me and my stepdad since then. As I grew older, I understood the intensity of what had happened to me and started to resent my mom for not only staying with him but having a child with him a year after I told her. Fast forward, I moved out for college and barely go home as I feel disgusted to be around my monster of a stepdad. But now my mom demands I speak to him and amend my relationship with him because he sponsors my education as well as my brother's. She also told me that I should be grateful for all she has done for me and give her a break because she is finally happy in her life with a partner that takes care of her needs and respects her, and that I wouldn't have all the means to spend a lavish lifestyle like I do if not for her husband. She said she's sorry for all that's happened with me, but she's made up for it by giving me this life, education, and basically bringing me up all on her own, especially since my own father didn't want to have me. She further went on to ask me to forgive him and move on in life because that's the best thing to do for all of us as a family. I was enraged upon hearing this and told her she failed as a mother and also failed as a human by saying all these things to me, especially after I've spent my entire life sacrificing my mental health for her happiness and the sake of my brothers. I also told her that she chose to marry my pathetic father and continued to stay in an abusive marriage and birth children with an abusive person. I also told her that she messed up even more by marrying my stepdad and ruining my life. Even though I know what I said was absolutely right, I feel I've hurt my mom as she refuses to talk to me now, and I feel bad for being so harsh with my words for her since she's already been through so much for me and my siblings. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I noticed a few comments about taking financial help from my stepdad, who is also my abuser. I would like to clear out that my mom still works and pays for my education, but she works under him, so it's technically still his money. Also, I wasn't aware he was paying for my tuition. I thought that was my mom until she told me that she asked him to pay, and he's been bearing the financial expenses. Also, by a lavish lifestyle, my mom means 3 meals a day, decent clothes, and my tuition and dorm fees. My maternal grandparents had set up a fund for my education before passing, but that was all used up by my mom and her husband while I was still in school, and their only excuse was that it wasn't my money since I didn't earn it, and that it belonged to my mother since her mother, my grandmother, set it up for me.